with me today Chris Hartman, who is the CEO of Postamo. And I am excited to have Chris on and excited to announce our integration with Postamo and our partnership with them. You guys, it is working. So awesome. Hold on. I might say that again because now I'm going live. So that was a practice run. Are we live? I'm checking my phone. You have to love anything that's live. It just never. There we are. We're live.
All right.
There we go. Okay, awesome. So I'm going to go back here. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining. Okay. My name is Eleni Summershield. I'm the Chief Operating Officer here at Wise Agents. And I have with us Chris Hartman, who is the CEO of Postamo. And we are excited to be announcing our integration with Postamo and our partnership. Postamo has been added to our marketplace, and I'll show you all how to get to our marketplace and how to sign up for Postamo. We're super excited to have you here, Chris, because you are like an expert in Facebook and Facebook ads. And so, so hopefully you guys are, you know, as always, these are educational webinars, and Chris is going to share his knowledge with you. So thanks, Chris, for being on.
Very excited to be here. Thanks, Eleni. And it's nice to have this integration with Wise Agent, so we can start helping you know, our clients also get their, you know, start doing more with these leads once they're generated through these ads. So excited to get started.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, we're excited too, because I know this is something that has been, you know, that a lot of people ask for and a lot of people are wanting to do. And advertising with, you know, with Facebook and social media advertising is gaining more and more popularity, but there still is a lot of uncertainty out there on how to use it. So we're gonna, you know, share with some tips and some ideas and things for you all to be aware of. And we had asked when you registered for this webinar for you to also submit questions. So I have like a ton of questions here for Chris. So we're just going to kick it off, and Chris is going to start off by just telling us a little bit about Postamo and what it is that you guys do over there.
Absolutely. So Postamo is a marketing platform specifically for real estate agents to help them increase their presence on social media platforms and build their digital online presence. So we really are focused on the essential tools that you need to maintain your social media accounts, your Facebook account, your Twitter account, you know, LinkedIn, et cetera, to create relevant online ads that are specific to real estate agents and provide you the content that you need to do that in a simple way. So our focus is really on individual agents. The content we provide is content that is relevant to real estate buyers and sellers. And it's provided to agents in a way that's, you know, the goal is to make it something that only takes a few minutes a week, but that you can keep your social media accounts all active and up to date and engaging.
Yeah, and that's so important to have that engagement there, because you want, I mean, you want to invest some time in there, and it's you want people to have a reason to go there. So if there isn't any posts in there, there's really no reason for them to be going to your Facebook page. So I'm excited to see a demo. So I think you have a demo prepared for us and how to use Postamo. And so, and I do want to remind everyone that we are recording this. I know that's a big question. And if you have questions throughout the presentation, we are going to have time at the end for some Q&A as well. But if you want to start posting some questions in the Q&A section or in the chat, I do have Sarah on helping us answer some of those questions as well. And then I'll also be looking over here to my left for any questions coming in from Facebook. So if you have questions, please feel free to post them, and then we'll go through the questions that were asked earlier. So go for it, Chris.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, let's. I'll set up there.
Yeah.
Great. So, you know, first of all, Welcome. Thanks everybody for coming. And if you want to access Postamo, I believe she might have shared it, but if we go to our marketplace here,
Yeah.
you'll find the link to Postamo right here,
Yeah.
and that'll take you to our homepage where you can create your account. So when you first you land there, you click sign up, you'll go into a page like this, and you can create your Postamo account for free. There's no credit card required to sign up. So you're all more than welcome to do that and just, play around with the site after the webinar. And if there's any questions that you may have, there is a link right in our footer to submit a request, and one of our customer service people will get back to you. And we look forward to hearing your questions there too. So, like Eleni said, one of the important things about having a social media presence is that you keep the page active and that you're constantly there, so that when people do go out to find an agent and they maybe find you, whether it's through Google search or through Facebook or even through a referral, that when they see your brand, that it represents you in the way that you want to be presented. And if you're not keeping your social pages up to date and you're not owning your brand online, then somebody else is going to end up owning it for you. And so that's why you need to make sure that you're constantly keeping things up to date. And that is one of the main reasons we built Postamo, to help agents make that process simple. One of the common themes that we've heard over the years is, agents are constantly being bombarded with, you need to be on social, you need to be doing Facebook, you need to be doing Instagram, and then maybe TikTok comes out. And I think most all of the ones I've spoken to get it. I mean, they're like, okay, I need to do that. And so they take time out of their week and they go and they set the pages up and they create their Instagram account, their Facebook account, and then what, right? So then how do you then each week say, well, what should I do? And what's the right strategy? And that in itself takes a tremendous amount of time, okay? Just thinking about what to post takes time, but then creating the post and creating a landing page for it and trying to keep it all consistent is a lot of work, right? So that's what Postamo is for. So when you first create your account, we're going to guide you through step by step the process of creating the account, getting your brand built out, making sure you've got the right photo there, and then authorizing the social media accounts that you have. So we currently can post to Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. If you don't have those, you can create them, come back and authorize them. And then that'll allow us to do two things. One, it'll allow us to quickly put posts on all three of those sites at once. And it also allows us to track the activity on those sites. So you would, in this brand activity section, be able to see, okay, what have I posted to Twitter? What have I posted to Facebook? How many followers did I get today? Maybe I got a comment on a paid ad that I ran today that I need to go respond to, right? When people are engaging with your content, that's a huge opportunity for agents to jump in and start that conversation with them and try to get them into Wise Agent, get them into their CRM.
And and they can connect either to their personal Facebook page or their business Facebook page. Is that correct?
That's a great question. Facebook only allows you to, well, two things. One is if you're a real estate agent, we recommend, and is doing your real estate business on the business page. Okay, try to separate your personal Facebook page from your business Facebook page. One, it's just good to do that, but also the Facebook business page has a lot of things that are really relevant to you. They're going to have reviews on there. They're going to have other tools that you're going to want as an agent, as a business owner. So you'll definitely want to get that Facebook business page created. It's free. It takes just a couple minutes. And then when you authorize through us, you'll be authorizing it through your Facebook account, but the business page is what is going to come in for you to post to.
Awesome.
So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about paid advertising, because that's, where a lot of the questions are coming from. And so one of the advantages of, going through a tool like Postamo to create your paid ads, and these are Facebook paid ads. We're talking about Facebook ads here. is that we can run a variety of different types of campaigns, and each one of them is kind of step by step from the ad running on Facebook to the landing page. It's all included when you create this ad. And you can create ads around listings, or we have home valuation pages if you want to, you know, for like if you want to attract seller leads. You can run campaigns around that. You can run campaigns that are all about yourself. If you're a local expert and you want to kind of have your ad running to attract people outside of just a listing, you can run those ads as well. So there's a variety of different types of campaigns you can run. Each one has an ad and a landing page, and then those leads can end up going into Wise Agent if you choose, okay? But I'm gonna go through the process of the listing ad. Now, when you sign up, it's best to use the email address that you use in your MLS. And if you do that, most likely your listings are going to automatically appear. So we're currently using List Hub to receive the listing data. So if you're participating in List Hub, you should see your listings. If you don't, you might want to try another email address. And if that doesn't work, again, feel free to contact us. We'll help you try to figure it out. But once your listings are here, the process is very easy. Click Create Ad. And we're going to go ahead and pull all of the recent listing data and the brand data that you put into your account when you signed up to create a promotion for this listing that has you front and center. And when you create this branded content on Postamo, that content is shared across all of the campaigns you run. So whether you're doing paid ads, you're doing social media posts, or it's your online profile, that information is going to be consistent. So if you change it for this ad, it's going to be already set for the next ad, and it's going to be on your landing page as well. Okay, so all of the landing pages are dynamic. So whatever the current photo name brokerage is, it's going to be on all of your landing pages that are hosted by Postamo, even if those pages were created 6 months ago. Okay. Another important point is that you, the agent, control everything that's said about you and posted about you in your ad. We don't automatically post an ad about you without you seeing it and approving it first. And it's really important to take a moment to check this out, make sure that it represents you and your client's property as best as it possibly can, and that it abides by any local guidelines and regulations, okay? We try to pull in as much as we can so that it's always, most time it's fine out of the box, but you need to scrutinize it a little bit. And everything is editable. So you can change the background image by clicking the background photo. You can change your photo, your name. All of these fields are completely customizable for you. If everything looks good, you preview the ad.
And that looks like that's a great ad. So this is that preview right there, right?
That's right. This is the preview, and this is generally what the ad will contain. The display is a common layout. So when you run an ad on Facebook and Instagram, it's going to show up in a lot of different places, in a lot of different formats, on a lot of different devices. So it might not always look exactly the same everywhere you put it, but this is the content that they're going to see and generally the experience they're going to have, okay? But it's important to kind of know that it might be skinny, it might be tall, etc. Assuming that looks good, you know, you get to select where the clients are going to go. So they're going to be in their Facebook experience, they're going to see your ad, and they're going to click it. Where are they going to go? So all of the campaigns through Postamo do come with our out-of-the-box landing pages, and all of our landing pages are completely branded for you. There's no competitive agents on the page, there's no display ads on the page, and all of the contact forms will go to you and go to the destination that you set. So you have a couple different displays you can pick, right? This is kind of a modern look. This one's a little more photo forward. Okay, but if you choose to, you can use your own landing page as well. So if you just want people to go straight to your own property website, or you want them to go to a landing page, a Wise Agent landing page, just copy that URL and just paste it right here. okay? And then that's where the leads will go, or that's where the clicks will go. But we'll go ahead and continue with this one. And now you select your targeting. So this is another Facebook, a common question about Facebook ads is they've implemented a lot of fairly stringent requirements with regard to any type of real estate advertising over the past 12 to 18 months. And one of them is the geographical targeting. So you can no longer target as individual zip code or a city boundary, but you can still target near a place. So the general rule is every ad has to be at least 15-mile radius from any given point. So we automatically default it to 15 miles, or in this case, 40 miles from the location of the listing, but sometimes you might want to promote this ad in a different place. So if you had a cabin in Tahoe, you might want to run the ad in San Francisco, for example. So you could just enter San Francisco here and oops. And now you can run the ad in San Francisco and maybe go down to 20 miles and just get the tip of the peninsula there. Okay.
Yeah. So either the listing would be require either the listing address or a specific city or a specific zip code with that radius is what's required from Facebook. Is that right?
I'm sorry, that was.
That's okay. I know, live demos, right?
Yeah.
You just reminded me. I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna put my phone on Do Not Disturb right now. But yeah, so the address, if you wanted to post this, it would be, you're recommending that you either just do it like near your listing, that first option, if you scroll up just a smidge. Yeah, yep. So it would be either near my listing within that 20-mile radius, or you can select a city or a zip code with that radius.
That's correct. And it's really up to what is the marketing strategy for that listing. They're all three perfectly fine. It's just your preference.
Yeah, so that was one of the questions from yesterday that had been submitted, is the that radius search, if you can do that. Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Right. And then we get to the schedule and budget. So you can control when the ad starts and stops and the price range that you want to go with. And the budget applies to the full duration of the ad. So if the ad runs for 2 days and you select 50, it's going to be $50 for 2 days. If it's a 14-day ad, it's going to be $50 for 14 days. And Facebook will, adjust it as needed to spread that out over that time.
Yeah, there was a lot of questions regarding the cost of this. So this is the cost of the ads, and this is something, and you guys even put it just right out here. I mean, it says most popular is the $50 one within this time frame. So if you adjust that, will the ad views also adjust? So if you were to say from the 5th to the 7th, will that adjust how many ad views you'll get for the $50 range or for any of those?
Yeah, budgets? That's a great question. So the way that they work with this type of budget is if it's $50, it doesn't matter if the ad runs for 2 days or 7, it's still going to get roughly this range of impressions, because they're putting it in front of more people in a shorter amount of time. And so when you're thinking about the duration of the ad, it really depends on what the ad is doing. If it's an open house ad, you might want it to end on the day of the open house. So in that case, a lot of people will run an open house promotion with just a couple day run and try to get all of it at once. It's just it's like a bang, let's go out. But if it's, in the normal times when listings were on the market longer than they are today, a week is a pretty safe bet for an ad, right? If you go longer than that, you might want to think about running 2 ads. Maybe instead of doing one $70 ad for 2 weeks, you run 2 $30 ads at a week each, and then run them in tandem.
Okay. And so there's a question here, is there a minimum of $30?
There is a minimum of $30, and honestly, if you get below that amount, you're not really generating anything. So I would say these are and you can go over if you have a situation where you want to do more, you can definitely contact us and we can come up with a strategy for that. But if you think about a $30 ad over a week, you know, that's just enough to actually get the algorithms going to try to get that ad out there. And
Yeah.
if you were to spread that duration out too far, there really might not be enough budget to even run it.
Right, and you're recommending that you run these ads for at least a week, because
Yes,
you don't want to just do it for like 2 days. That wouldn't make sense, right?
it would make sense if you were doing something that had like an open house. If you know, the listing came out on Tuesday and the open house is Saturday, and you want that ad to get as many views as it can Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, then that would make a lot of sense. But we default it to 7 days because that's where we think that's the best strategy is about 7 days.
Okay, so there's that sweet spot there. So that's really like a little shy of $5 a day, if you're doing the $30 one. So hopefully, Deborah, that answers your question. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay.
And so once that's final, you'll go through checkout. You'll have a chance to see the final ad and then make any changes you want. And then, you know, you'll pay. This ad's $50. This particular account is one of our pro accounts. So there's actually a discount being applied here. So if you are a pro subscriber, you will get a savings off of any of the ads that you run.
Yeah.
And
So
after,
go ahead. Sorry. Oh, I was just gonna say, maybe you want to explain like what, you know, the difference between the pro and not being a pro in Postamo it would be.
Sure.
In the benefits and cost.
Absolutely. So Postamo Pro subscription is $20 a month, and you're gonna get $5 savings on all the paid ads that you run. You're gonna have unlimited access to as many posts that you want to make, to update your social media accounts, have access to our library of, you know, hundreds of different custom articles that are written for your use. So if you were to go through, you know, this blog pages option here, you would have hundreds of articles of different categories of real estate, and you could create your own kind of custom blog page. Actually, I have one. Excuse me.
That's a pretty sweet deal. So for the pro account for Postamo, you're getting it, just as a recap for everyone, you're getting it, it's $20 a month, and you save $5 per ad. So it's not like just one ad, it's per ad. So if you're running 5 ads, they're all going to get that $5 discount.
That's correct.
That's a really good thing. And you get the unlimited access to having the posts, to be able to post content to your social.
This is one of the examples of the blog page. So we provide all of the content, and it would be completely customizable to you. So if you were to edit an article like this, maybe you want it to be, you know, relevant to your local market, or maybe there's even some data that you wanted to throw in there, you can update it and it'll show up as you, and you can post this to your social media accounts as a way to kind of create conversations or to generate leads or just have your name out there.
Nice.
Yep. And so after you create the ad, it will then show up in your list of ads, and you can go back and eventually, once the ad starts running, we'll send you an email as soon as it's live on Facebook, so you can see it on Facebook, and then you'll start seeing the results there. And another important thing that I get asked all the time is, can I edit it? And you absolutely can. So anytime between purchase and when that ad stops, you can edit the ad. So if the listing status changes in the middle of the 7 days, you can update the ad to reflect that, or you can change the photo, and you can change anything you want. You just go through the same steps I just showed you, hit publish, and it'll update Facebook with the change. So you don't need to worry that if there's a mistake that you can't fix it.
And then can you stop the ad before it's scheduled to stop?
If there is a need, you can, but the cost of the ad run is not refundable because it's associated across the duration of the ad. So normally, if you bought an ad and it hadn't started yet and you needed, and we'll contact us, we'll help you resolve that situation. But in a case where you're running an ad and maybe halfway through the ad run, you don't feel like it's relevant anymore. Why am I promoting a house that's already got an accepted offer, for example?
Right.
Then usually there's a way we can just edit the ad to make it relevant to you. Because one of the benefits of running this type of ad is that it's not just all about the listing, is it? It's really about Sally. So it's about you. And if you have an ad running out there that's associating you with a listing, there's a lot of value there, just having that there. So people see you, you're in the market, you've got listings, you've got business, you can help people sell. So it's really important to have your presence in all of the ads and all the posts that you do.
Right. And are you able to target more than just location? When you're creating the ad, is there, can you also, target based on interests or behaviors or anything else?
That's a great question. So, one of the, I would say that doing the targeting is one of the most complex, time-consuming aspects of running Facebook ads. And there are people who are very marketing savvy who prefer to have all of the levers to pull. And we run our ads in a way that targets active shoppers and sellers, weeds out people who are irrelevant, for example, other real estate agents, because if you just target real estate on Facebook, a lot of your viewers are going to be agents, and then you're paying money to show your ad to agents when you really want buyers, right? So we have a lot of different rules in there to get the ad in front of the right people. And another aspect is that Facebook has a lot of rules around what you can and can't target. You can't target ads on income. You can't target ads on a lot of interests that might steer the ad in a certain direction, okay?
Yeah.
So one of the main reasons why ads would get rejected by Facebook is if you were trying to target to certain interests that they don't allow. We're very familiar with what they don't allow, so we don't ever have that happen. There are kind of leading into another question I saw there about ad rejection is, if an ad, most of the time our ads aren't rejected. So if you're running the ads through us, it usually goes through. There is some situations where an ad might be rejected because of the landing page, either because the landing page isn't fast enough, or it has a pop-up on it, or it's been flagged for some reason. For some reasons, Facebook will reject the ad for the landing page. If that happens, we will contact we'll contact you, and we will address it, and we'll try to find a resolution for it. So,
Okay.
But most of the time we don't encounter that.
Okay. And then a few more questions. So how quickly does it post on Facebook after it's been created in Postamo?
It will post the morning that you set as the start date. We publish it immediately. So if you set the start date to tomorrow, then it will run, it'll already be there and start running the next morning. There are situations where every ad that goes to Facebook has to be reviewed. And so there were times back in the summer that was taking a while. But for the vast majority of cases, it'll run almost immediately. If for some reason you need an ad to start right now,
yeah,
again, just create
it's like,
it.
oh, I forgot to do this. So sometimes it happens.
It's like, I need it running this afternoon. There's a chance we can make that work. Just contact us, and we'll try to get it to start faster.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. There's a lot of questions that are coming in besides the ones that we have here. So did you have something else that you were showing?
No, I mean, that's kind of the main flow. I mean, I could go into some of the other ones, but I'd love to hear what some of the questions are.
Yeah. So one of the questions is, does the ad run under your Facebook account or under a Postamo ad account?
Right. So you don't need to have an active Facebook. Well, all of our ads run under our ad account, so you don't need an ad account to run an ad through Postamo. Our ads by default will be published through our Facebook page, which you might have seen in our ad preview. Okay, so we have a page that runs all of our customer ads, this best local listings. If you want to run your ads through your own Facebook page, there's just an extra step to set that up. So that's just something you would just send us a message and we would update your account to do that. There's an extra approval we would do.
Okay. And then the blog access, do they only get that if they're a paid Postamo customer, the pro?
Yeah, if you create what we call a starter account, which is just the free account, you will be able to access that feature, but you'll be limited to the number of posts you can make per month. So you'll actually be able to try any of these options. And then once you make your second post, then it'll prompt you for upgrading to pro.
Okay, so that's really cool. So there is a free option for anyone that just wants to try it out at least, you know, just try doing some of the Facebook marketing without having to get a whole ads account, and because that just entails a whole bunch of other stuff, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, some more questions here. I'm trying to read these. So how does this help if your regular Facebook account has all your contacts in it? So I'm assuming that, you know, how is it targeting? I think if I'm reading this right, Bob, you know, you're asking if all of your Facebook account has all its contacts in it, are they still going to be seeing this?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
Yeah,
that's
so I think what it might, correct me if I don't interpret that right, but I think it means, you know, I've had my Facebook account, and all my friends and clients have been, I've friended them over the years, and they're all personal contacts of mine.
Yeah.
So if I'm now going to create a business page and start posting there, then my personal followers won't see it. First is when you go through the process of posting, there is an option to post to your Facebook profile. It's just that we aren't posting it. So when you get through the steps, we will then send you to your Facebook account to submit the post yourself. So you can actually get the content into your personal Facebook page. But my advice would be to create that Facebook business page, start activating it, and then you're going to want to encourage the people who want to follow you as a professional to move over. And that's just you start promoting your page to all of your followers, and they will go over there. And the sooner you do that, the better. And because eventually you're really going to get a lot of advantages out of having that business page over there.
Yeah, you want to create that business page and start inviting, you know, all of your business acquaintances to that page and get that really fully set up. So add images and you know, do some posting. So you should, you know, start filling that up so it is of interest. What we were saying earlier today. Mm-hmm. You know, I think that's a really great tip. For everyone to start doing it. So if you don't have a Facebook business page, that's something that, you know, you can start doing that today, and that doesn't cost anything to do. It does get connected to your personal Facebook page. So that would be something good. And so one of the questions is, so on the back end, so you guys are handling all of the like further targeting besides the location. You guys are handling things like, you know, are you handling any other targeting to these ads? Like, you know, they're interested, they already own a home or et cetera. That's one of the questions here that someone's asking. So are you guys as Postamo handling further targeting of these ads?
Yeah, so that falls into the kind of what are the targeting algorithms that we use to make sure that the ads are in front of relevant buyers. And, you know, one of the tricks with that is you need to balance. There's some markets where your ad wouldn't be seen enough times if you tighten the screws too far. So there's a lot of variables kind of in there. Making sure the ad shows up in front of people it's relevant for, making sure the ad is able to be seen enough times for Facebook to even run the ad. If it's too small, the ad might not run at all. And also to, again, keep within those limitations of fair housing. So a lot of the types of targeting that had been done 2 years ago are no longer allowed because of the fair housing. but we do, to answer the question directly, we do handle all of that. So all of that targeting is kind of what the system is doing. And that's why it's simple to go through in 3 or 4 steps.
And someone's asking, how do you set up the integration to get the leads coming into Wise Agent? Do you mind showing that?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So you go into your Wise Agent account and you go to contacts, lead rules. You'll find this email address here. So you just copy that, go into Postamo, click settings, and you'll see lead routing. And you will just click add, paste that email in here, give it a name, Wise Agent, and then it'll show up just like this. And you can have the leads go to as many emails as you want. So essentially it's just copying it to all of these destinations. And then you'll see it.
Yeah, and then once those leads start coming into Wise Agent, of course, we take it from there and we'll do our lead enhancement, and then you can set up the lead rules to follow up on them on drip campaigns and everything else. That's you know, that's exactly how that works, and so I can go into that because I know that was a question here as well. Is there a way to create your own custom ads through Postamo?
There is. So that if you go through the flow of myself, you know, you're going to basically be able to create an ad from scratch. So it's the same functionality, but it's just not using the listing by default. So you can edit the background, you can change the branding. We also have, you know, a little bit of a gallery of different types of stock imagery that you might select if you don't have one. You can upload your own background photo, etc. So you really can build the whole ad from scratch. You definitely are going to want your branding on it, and the steps after that are the same. You're still going to pick the targeting. The only major difference here is that, you know, you're not going to have the listing landing page to send them to. So in this case, you can use your Postamo profile, which, you know, is pretty much kind of a microsite, or you could use your website or a Wise Agent landing page, for example. So pretty much completely customizable.
And if you want to use the Wise Agent landing pages, it's really easy to do. You can just copy that link from Wise Agent and paste it right into that. We've made that really easy to do. And so with this, is there a way to just target their database with Postamo ads?
Yeah, right now we're not doing retargeting ads. For Facebook ads, there is a minimum number of clients that need to go up there. And so we've kind of eased our way into that. But so right now, no, we're not doing retargeting, so you can't upload your clients and do it. If that's something that is of interest to you, you can contact us and we can actually discuss it. We do have a product called Brand Pro, which is a bit of a concierge service. So again, our Pro service is $20. The Brand Pro service is $49 per month with a minimum of $100 ad spend. And really the difference there is that with Brand Pro, it's a more of a concierge service. We have a full phone onboarding. We're more available to talk about marketing strategies and edit the ads in a more active way and kind of take advantage of some of the other features that you would need that you can't do yourself through the tool. And that extra $100 ad purchase is used to run an ongoing ad to promote yourself in your local market. So a lot of times what our Brand Pro agents will do is they will sign up for Brand Pro. They will create what we call a brand ad, which is basically an ad to promote you, right? And as a local expert, that ad will run all the time without stopping, right? It'll run all month long. And then at the end of the month, it'll keep on going until you cancel it. And then during that time, they'll continue to do targeted ads. So they'll run listing ad promotion. They might do a blog page. They'll keep their social media going. So they've got this ongoing presence there as a backdrop, and then they'll be doing other targeted things in between. And as a brand pro member, there's more opportunity to kind of go into some of those nuanced strategies. So if you did want that brand ad to be a remarketed ad, then we could do that.
Okay. All right, nice. And so then how do you track the performance, and how do you see how it's been doing?
Yeah, great question. So once the ad is published, I mean, this account has a lot of demo ads in it that are not running. I don't run ads for Sally here. But there would be a chart here that showed the impressions and the clicks on the ad on a daily basis. And we also send you regular updates. So when your ad is purchased, you'll receive a confirmation. When it starts, you'll receive a confirmation. Then you'll receive a daily report that tells you how many, what is the performance of the ad all the way up until it's done, and then you'll get a final report. And there's also a tool to quickly send the report to your client. So you just enter in their email address, and then your client will receive an email that says that you ran this ad to promote their home. Here's how many people saw it, and it'll show what the ad looks like so that you can prove to them that you did it.
Nice, nice. That's a really nice thing to be able to do, just so then you're showing your client, this is, how I'm working for you. And again, just building that relationship and that trust factor. So that's a really cool feature.
That's
I don't
right.
know about that one. Yeah. And someone's asking if they're able to upload videos on the ads.
We currently don't have video in the ad. You can, if you want to do social posts, you can refer to a video, and it will post it, and Facebook will automatically insert the video into the post. But we don't currently have an upload a video into a video ad product.
Okay. And a couple of questions were asked on that, like, what's the best time to post on social media? And I imagine that one having a ton of different opinions and ideas behind that, especially now. But what's your thoughts on that?
There's always so many. It's just like email campaigns, right? Like, what day and time is the best time to send out an email blast? Yeah. In a lot of ways, it really depends on the content that you're posting, and you got to imagine, what are people doing? If you want people to see it when they're at their office, then you want to post it in the morning. If you want people to see it when they're lying in their bed at night browsing through their Facebook feed, then maybe post it at night. I mean, one of the real tricks, though, is that Facebook is pushing your content in ways that you can't possibly imagine. I mean, once it's in there, they control the algorithm, and they control who sees it and when they see it. Okay. Yeah. So I wouldn't spend too much time worrying about that, unless you're doing something that is time-based. So for example, our company today put out a post promoting this webinar to remind people to go to the webinar right before the webinar started. That's, in that situation, you'd want to be time, focused. But if it's just a promotion, or a blog article, it probably doesn't matter too much.
Yeah, I would think with that, it's just post it, like it doesn't matter what time, it's just post something on your page, so you don't have people going to a business page that's empty and doesn't have any content in there. I think that would be the key for that one. There's some specific questions from specific people. So I was kind of like, oh man, who did this happen to? This really sucks. Their Facebook business page was hacked. So is there something, they created a new page, but it still blocks them? Is there anything that they can do about that? I'm assuming because now they're not running these ads through Postamo. They're not running it through their business page or their ads account. They're running it through yours. This would actually help that person, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's a pretty bad situation to be in, right? Yeah. Hopefully you can get Facebook to help you resolve that. That's a clear fraudulent activity. I would keep pressing to try to get that fixed. But if you've lost access to your page and it's still out there, unfortunately you have to go back out there and create another one and build it back up again. But don't let that slow you down. I mean, you can go into Postamo and just keep on promoting yourself. and it's not going to be a detriment to you, because when people see your ad, they see your ad, and they're going to remember your face. They're going to see your presence out there. And if they click on the ad, they're going to end up in the right place that you control. So one thing you don't have to worry about is any of the promotion you're doing through Postamo or any of the communication you're doing through Wise Agent. Either way, it's going to where you want it. And if this other page is out there, it's not making that problem any worse.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's some questions in here about Facebook pixels and how to integrate those with these ads. I know that's a kind of a loaded question too.
Well, we do. So our landing page do have a Facebook pixel on them. If you're running the ad through your own page, so our Brand Pro ads, we are tracking that, and that is an opportunity to use that. Again, it's until you have a lot of people, it doesn't really provide a whole lot. So if you're just starting out, if you have a big pool, then running these sphere ads actually makes a lot of sense. But if you're running an ad for a listing, generally you want to reach people outside of your sphere. I mean, one of the questions we get a lot is, well, what's the difference between a social post and a paid ad? And you just have to think a social post is going to your own followers. It's going to people who already know who you are and they're following your page. Whereas a paid ad is really to get outside of that box. And so if you want to bring more people to your page so they might follow you, you want to bring people into your sphere, that's when you want to run the paid ad. And that's why the listings ad is a popular product for that, because you want to bring buyers in. You don't want to restrict your buyers to only people you already know. Right.
Right. That's a good point. I mean, just, growing your database, that's how you would do that, is getting it out there. That's the purpose of this. That's what you're paying for, in essence. I know there's some questions in here about how the integration would work. So I don't know if you want to share your screen or if you want me to share my screen. So once the ad, the lead comes in, and I can share my screen and show everyone here. Once the lead comes in, what you can do with it. So of course, you can set up your lead rules. And this is something really important with any of your lead sources. Like we were saying, you're paying for these ads, these leads to come in through these ads, and you want to make sure that they're being responded to, that they're, that they have there's some conversation that's been started or is being started. So, you would have your lead source here set up with Postamo. You could, of course, add them to a drip campaign, set them up with your call list. These are leads that are really important to you. So you want to make sure you're following up with them with phone calls and emails and text messages. Are you able to, on your landing pages through Postamo, are you able to select what's on the form on the landing pages, Chris?
Right now they're fixed. So we have two types of them. One is a straight name, email, contact form, and the other one is that are you a buyer, seller, time frame form.
Okay.
But they're not currently customizable.
Yeah. So if you want to have them more customizable, where you capture phone number information, that would be the advantage of using Wise Agent's landing pages. Is so then you can customize it to possibly get that phone number and be able to call them and talk to them. But you're definitely going to be getting an email address. So make sure that your emails are written, they're strong, and you have a call to action here. If you guys, I don't know if everyone's heard, but we added the library of content that we have here, so you can utilize our email templates and or your letters if you want. So you can also utilize that when you're replying to them. And then of course, getting that notification, so then the lead, that the lead came in. Probably try not to double up on the notification through Postamo and through Wise Agent, but definitely getting that notification, so then you can reach out and start doing what you need to do in order to get that that engagement going between yourself and that lead. So that would be how this works. So there's a ton of questions in here that I'm gonna be going through. I know, could you, someone was asking, could you demo the home value ad?
Sure.
A couple of people in here also asking, with the Pro and Concierge service, is there a minimum term contract purchase?
All right, great. So the second question, all of our plans are monthly. So you could use it for a month and then cancel. There's no long-term contracts.
Okay.
Let's go to. So a home valuation ad is a fairly straightforward landing page campaign. The consumer will enter their address, and let me go ahead and just push this out because it won't work in the preview, but they'll enter their address here, select it, and then it'll prompt them to contact you. This is an opportunity. Actually, let me go back real quick here. So with this page, you have a couple different designs.
Mhm.
Right? You can just kind of pick some different templates. Let's say we go with this one, and then you can pick the image that you want in the ad, something that's relevant to that.
Nice.
Okay. So it's pretty straightforward. And again, you can edit the all the content that shows up there and change the photo. If you want to, let's go back. Sorry about that. You can edit the ad. You can make it look how you want. You can put it in a specific zip code. Again, very similar to the other ads. The home value ad actually has a slightly different pricing. This one is on a day basis. So you would start it, it would run for 7 days, and then you would just select how many days, I'm sorry, you would select how many days and it would be on a per day basis. So it's about the same in terms of what you get, but there's a little more flexibility because you're selecting it by day.
Okay.
You can actually run a fairly cheap ad, $12, if you just
Yeah.
want to try it out. And
$4 a day, that's pretty inexpensive.
yeah, it's pretty low. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what it looks like. And then let's go ahead and take a look at the page itself. Let's see if I've got one here. Okay, so this one's branded for this particular brokerage. So they would, enter an address, it would find it, and then they would essentially go to a lead form. So that's what that campaign looks like.
Okay. Nice.
Another option you could do is if you did a home value, if you had a campaign or a landing page through Wise Agent, for example, you could just create a myself ad and then edit the content, edit the background photo to anything you wanted, and then make the landing page that page. So either way, and then if you wanted, there's a little more pricing, the difference in pricing is a little different. So if you preferred the other type of pricing, then you could go that route as well.
Yeah. And this is all really great. And this is all for individual agents. It's not necessarily, a broker. It's not necessarily for brokers. You have to be a broker and have to do this for all your agents. So it's an individual agent can do this for themselves. So that's a really nice, flexible feature that you guys have. One of the questions was, can you use this for broker recruitment for agents, like the Brand Pro? Would that work for recruiting agents?
So again, there's nothing really preventing you from using the tool to create that type of ad. But I think one thing you might want to think about is, I assume you mean to run an ad to recruit agents to your brokerage.
Yeah.
That the ads are targeted mainly towards consumers. So in that case, if you're running the ad, it's quite likely agents won't see it.
Yeah, I know. So one solution, so we came out with some new landing page templates for our members, and we have one for recruiting. So if that's something that you're looking for, you can actually, have there's a preview right here, so I can just use that. So this is the preview of what the recruitment landing page looks like for you. And this would be something that you would be able to save and post it either on your social media, or create an ad using just your Facebook Ads Manager and have it going here. Or even if you have a database of agents, contacts, then you can upload that to Facebook as a custom audience. I think that minimum is what, was it 1,200 to make a custom audience? You have to have a certain number. I think it's like 1,200 people. So if you have that, and then you can do a lookalike audience with that, and then capture their information. But this is what our landing page looks like. Sarah and her team worked on this, and so this would be something that you might be able to utilize for yourself. So yeah, that's a lot of great information, Chris. I appreciate you taking the time today and showing everyone a demo of Postamo. I do want to mention, whoops, let me go back here. So one of the things, so if you are not familiar with our marketplace, go ahead and click on this tools drop down and click on marketplace. And this is where you'll be able to find Postamo. And once you click on this, so you want to just go to this learn more here. And once you do that, you can fill out this, this form here to sign up and get started. It is free to start, and then you can go to a paid version, Pro, and get more things added to it. And any of the ads that you're running, you can link that to Wise Agent, so you can get all your leads coming into Wise Agent, so you can, now start engaging them and start moving forward with that conversation. So I appreciate your time, Chris, today, and everybody's time. Thanks so much for being on, and I hope everyone enjoyed this presentation. It will be recorded and sent out to everyone. Chris, any final thoughts or things that you want to share with everyone?
Thank you again for having it. It's very exciting, and I'm glad we had a chance to talk about it. So many really great questions, really on point marketing questions. So
Yeah.
if you have any other questions about Postamo, again, you can submit a request right in the footer of our website.
Yeah, awesome.